Well, it's been a hectic week both on the international stage and in the U.S. with President Trump in the thick of the melee. Evan Nierman is the founder and CEO of global crisis PR agency Red Banyan, and he joins me now. Evan, it's good to have you with us. I mean, it's, fast and furious, you could say, this week. Trump's policy announcements, that they've come thick and quickly, many even confusing in some places. Is there a strategy here? What's the strategy here?
I think there is a strategy at play here. Steve Bannon, who's one of the advisors who really has the president's ear, described the idea of they're going to flood the zone. And by that, he means they're going to move so quickly that the news media and the public has a hard time keeping up. Well, I would say they've done more than just flood the zone. They are absolutely drowning the zone. And so I think one of the main lessons that Trump learned in his first presidency is that there are so many elements of the press that are going to line up in opposition to whatever he does. And as a way to address that, he's moving so quickly and so aggressively and announcing so many different provisions in rapid fire that the media isn't able to fixate and muster any sort of concerns because he's already on to the next thing. There is no doubt in my mind it is a calculated strategy, and thus far it appears to be working.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. People in general have a limited amount of bandwidth when it comes to, giving attention. But let me ask you, as a PR specialist, what did you make of one thing that did stick out this week, and that is Trump's announcement that the U.S. should take over Gaza once it's empty of Palestinians?
Well, it's a bold pronouncement. I would not necessarily expect at the moment you're going to see boots on the ground or concrete steps being taken in order to implement this. One of the things that Trump is famous for is setting off what I would describe as these trial balloons, where he'll float an idea, he'll talk about a concept that no one is expecting, no one's thinking about, and then he'll actually watch to see what's the reaction from around the world, what's the reaction in the news media, where he consumes an awful lot of television coverage. So one of the things that's really unique about Donald Trump is he fires from the hip, he puts a lot of things out there, and it is very, very difficult to tell when he's serious about making a policy shift and when he's just kind of putting ideas out there into the ether to get a reaction. So there's no way to know. I don't even believe that Trump knows exactly what the strategy might be vis-a-vis Gaza, but this is textbook Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, he definitely got a reaction, and the reactions to the Gaza plan are still reverberating around the world. I'm wondering, what about the stuff then that gets overlooked?
Well, again, that is part of the policy and part of the strategy that I believe Team Trump is implementing in the earliest days. It is really a blitzkrieg, if you will, of executive orders, and they are designed to keep Trump's critics off their footing, to sow a bit of chaos, to create some distraction. Trump is the absolute master when it comes to dominating news cycles. I would argue there's perhaps no other individual on the planet who knows how to do and say the types of things that puts him firmly in the spotlight where he loves to be. So with all that's going on in this chaotic time, there are big policy provisions, there are small ones, there are ones that are silly and farcical, there are ones that are quite serious, and it is very, very difficult to discern when he's telling the truth, when it's just bluster. And I think that the entire global community needs to buckle in their seatbelts, because this is who Trump is, and we saw it in Trump presidency #1, and I think there's going to be a more extreme version of Trump during his second term.
So is Trump is he that unique here? I mean, as my producer was asking, is Trump the only one who can square the circle by calling the circle a square and then get away with it?
He is, and he knows it. He knew it even before he became the president. He famously declared that he could walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot someone, and rather than becoming less popular, his popularity would actually grow. So he knows that that's true. And so, yes, The rules that apply to most individuals simply don't apply to Donald Trump. He is uncancelable. He has a resilience, and he has the ability to withstand the kind of scrutiny, controversy, and there's just no one else who seems to be quite covered in Teflon the way that Donald Trump is. I mean, his return to the White House itself, following the events
Right.
of January the 6th and his legal woes, it is a remarkable comeback story. And no one believes in Donald Trump more than himself.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that he was reelected shows he has good reason to feel that way.
Evan, those who say that this is the American empire in decline, they can point to Donald Trump and Elon Musk and their obsession with cutting the budget that we see right now. The argument being they're doing this not because it's fiscally responsible, but because America is about to run out of money. Do you think that Trump is dismantling the empire while making the public believe he's making America great again?
No, I don't think so. I'm bullish on the future of America. I think Trump is. I think Elon Musk is. I think that there's a lot of talk predicting the demise of America as its unique role as a superpower. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at all of the different arenas, whether it's financial or cultural, the impact of America is strong, it's robust. The United States isn't going anywhere. So I definitely don't buy into this argument that this is somehow smoke and mirrors meant to conceal the fact that America is on its way out. Quite the contrary. I think what Elon Musk and Trump are trying to do is demonstrate the strength and a new vitality that America is going to pursue its best interests.
So with that in mind, Evan, what would you advise a foreign leader to do if his or her country suddenly ends up in Trump's sights?
Play nice with him. That's what I would advise. Look, he's a wildly unpredictable leader, but that's how he likes it. He knows he's in a position of strength as the leader of the United States. And so the best thing that you can do vis-a-vis interacting with President Trump is to look for not the things that separate you from him and that will run afoul of his impulses, but to look for areas of common ground. And he's also someone who really enjoys the respect and puts a lot of investment in chemistry with foreign leaders. So what they need to be doing is not just reacting, and certainly not in a negative way, but instead telegraphing to him that they want to work with the United States and that they respect him and that they want to find a way to forge forward together.
Evan Nierman, CEO of the global crisis PR agency Red Banyan. Evan, good talking with you. Fascinating getting your views on the Trump machine at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Dankeschön.